Hey, Bougie Gang, what's going on? Hey, everybody, happy Tuesday. What's good, guys? Hey, everybody, what's up? Please remember to hit the thumbs up on your way in. It's a free way to support. Thank you so much for mentioning that. Who got here 1, 2, 3 first? Okay. Who got here 1, 2, 3 first? Someone said Miss Janice Wig got here 1, 2, 3 first. Okay. That's what y'all are. That's what y'all want to. Y'all seem to want to talk about the arrivals, the family arrival. We know today is day 2 of testimony, y'all, and it's going down. Cassie is on the stand. I'm sure it's going to be interesting. Okay. What's up, Alan Speed? What's going on? He says, "What's up, RTB family? Having lunch and checking in." I couldn't even eat lunch. I could not. I guess I'm just so like, oh my God. Please remember to hit the thumbs up. Yes. Let's see what's going on, guys. Let's see what's going on. You may have seen this earlier, but let's check in and see what's going on in case you missed anything. It's a little bit of a gloomy morning in New York City. We had rain down here in Charlotte yesterday. It rained cats and dogs. It was still raining this morning. It rained for like about 24 hours, I'm going to say. So I think, you got up in New York, if you're in the New York area, tri-state, you guys get our weather about 12 hours later. So here's some people walking in, some of the folks. Let's see. We're going to see Misa Hilton. I guess she doesn't go by Brim anymore, but Misa Hilton is going to be on her way in. It appears that she has some sort of foot situation going on. And what that is, I do not know, but I swear they should have got her a scooter. I'm not even trying to hold you. I'm not trying to be funny. But Justin's mom really needs some help, and they should have had her. You know what they also could have had her? Those push along scooters where you rest your foot on top of it, and it's like a half scooter basically. But let's see what's going on. Sis is arriving to a barrage of people filming. She's not saying a word. She's not trying to tell y'all what happened. She don't care about what anybody thinks. Like, ma'am is trying to push along. Do you imagine? So you can see she's got a medical boot on. I'm going to try and pause it. Look, she's got a medical boot, as you can see right here. So, and that's the guy that always has the free puff sweatshirt on. So, she has a lawsuit with Mary J. Blige now. There's something going on with that. I don't have all of the details for you, but it came out last week. It was over an artist, and I'll get some more. This guy is spazzing over here. Let me get back here. But yeah, she's got her own situations going on, but she's showing up to support. Who is she supporting? Baby, it's all relative at the end of the day. Is she supporting Diddy? Is she supporting her son? Is she supporting all of the kids? Is she standing in the gap for the mom who's not there? All of the things. Ma'am's just there. Yes, why didn't they get her one of those push scooters? Okay. Yo, y'all got to clear this whole lane back here. Excuse me, bro. Excuse me. I'm just staying right here. Let me just clear this lane right here. You can do whatever y'all doing, but y'all got to clear the path for her, bro. Yeah. What are we doing here? Come on, bro. I ain't getting serious, but I'll put down my bag for y'all. We can get to that if y'all want to get to that. I ain't famous. I fuck one of y'all. I mean, I'm going to be honest. She would have done better with crutches. First of all, look, I'm not a medical device technician or anything, but that damn uh walker is too low. That's number one. You shouldn't have to be hobbling. Also, it seems like she might have done better with just a crutch and also a scooter. Like, what the hell? What is he talking about? Do you hear this guy cussing people out? Do you hear these shenanigans outside the courtroom? People being threatened and everything. He said he's gonna put his bag down. Okay, very annoying, Aquarius, and gets out. You're not gonna do a damn thing. Homeland Security is there, and they will handle you accordingly, and you won't even be back on the corner. Okay, they'll be like you will be. They will trespass you.
Misa. So, yesterday the internet was going crazy because they were like, wait a minute, Misa is fairly young. What's going on? Can you?
This reporter is so stupid, and I hate to use that word like that, but Misha is fairly young. What is she, girl? What old people do you see walking with walkers like that anymore? Ain't nobody walking with that. She clearly had surgery. Don't you see the big ass boot on her foot?
Confirm to us that maybe you did break your leg. I heard speculation. Did you break your leg? What was the
Listen to the lead up to her question. It's girl. I wouldn't answer your question either.
crazy? Because they were like, wait a minute, Misa is fairly young. What's going on? Can you confirm to us that maybe you did break your leg? I heard speculation. Did you break your leg? What was the we about to break his leg.
Yeah, I almost did. I was listening to her.
He loved the slide. That's cute. I'm gonna get a zoom in of that. Always fashionable, even with the.
I would be so annoyed at this situation right now. You can see she got the damn boot on.
Over here, please.
Girl. Girl, that was a very it was awful. Why would she do her like that? I mean, it seems so obvious. I mean, the particulars, okay, but it's clearly obvious there's something going on with her foot. She's got a big surgery boot on. Why we keep catching Gloria Allred every day is beyond my understanding. It's like, Gloria, what are you doing here? Anyway, she said Cassie was courageous and blah 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 and all the things. Okay. I'm just trying to figure out why she's there, but maybe she's just observing and she has some clients or whatever, who she's getting ready to tee up some lawsuits again on Diddy. Don't doesn't her daughter Lisa Bloom, I think, has a client. She's trolling. I think her daughter Lisa Bloom has a client who's suing Diddy, if I'm not mistaken. I could be mistaken, so don't quote me, but there's some sort of situation going on. It's like, Gloria, go home, sis, or just walk past the press line. You don't have to make a beeline for the cameras. Okay, here we go. Miss Janice done pulled up. Okay. Girl, what do you think they're doing? They're calling? Are you guys here yet? We already pulled up front. Are they ready for us?
Like, like how I asked that.
It's like a wrestling entrance.
If I did that, you guys would like have my car towed.
Oh yeah.
But I'm like contemplating something.
She's arranging her. She's getting her makeup together. Probably her hair. Do you see this? This is taking forever.
All right, somebody's moving. Somebody's doing something with a jacket.
Oh yeah.
That's the other way. We good? Starting upstairs right now.
It's nice.
Baby, can you believe how she's taking forever to get out? Look at this. Look at this. Look. Look at all this.
Oh, there he
Okay.
is. There he is. There he is. Yeah, we need to talk. See? Don't make me look bad out here.
Yeah.
You're being distracted. They're distracting us. That's why you gotta have a zoom lens.
Yeah.
You're being distracted. They're distracting us.
Yeah.
You're being
Oh yeah.
There's a big splinter coming.
Yeah.
You're being
Oh, okay.
distracting us. That's why you gotta have a zoom lens.
I guess someone's coming, her security.
No, they're coming here.
They were.
So was that first car not even her? The first car, was that not even her? That was another, that was like a decoy car. Check this out. Okay, by car. And then here comes, so that wasn't even Miss Combs. It's the second car that came through. Girl. She's like, I was waiting up the street. Girl. Did she look annoyed or what? Girl, she said, where's the guy who picked me up? Woo! Miss Janice cracks me up. Girl, can I help you? Yes. Remember, sis is 85. Let's just remember too. She's 85. But she looks good. I mean, I don't know if she's maybe she's had some facelifts. I don't know, but she's 85, y'all. 85. She said, did you hear the reporter say, is there a message for Cassie? Is there a message for Cassie? What? Listen. She said, Mrs. Combs, do you apologize on behalf of your son? They asked the craziest questions. I guess on the press line, that's when you just say, you know what? I don't give a fuck. Let me just throw something out here. Something I would never ask another human being if I knew they could jump to me. Baby, Mrs. Combs, do you apologize on behalf of your son?
How are you?
Did you like come on now? Y'all knew she was not going to answer. Uh-huh.
Good morning.
Okay.
We gotta step on the sidewalk here. That's what I'm talking about. Let's clear things up here, fellas. Yeah, me too. Oh, just in time for the rain. Sorry, Andrew.
Okay.
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 No, you can't. Seriously, it's too late. Sorry, but wow, I have enough of you
Is
now.
that guy coming back to yell?
Shot today, brother. Shot. I see you, man. I'm gonna get like you, man. Shot.
Oh, that's my man.
What's everybody eating for lunch today? Okay. Okay, sir. Quincy had me fooled for a second with the gray suit. The way he was turned around, girl, I thought he was security too. Okay, turned around and it was Quincy. I was like, okay, Quincy. Okay. Oh, okay. Chicken wings, Activa, my breakfast for lunch. Very good. Very good. Fuji apple salad. You can't go wrong with the Fuji apple salad, period. You just finished a Subway sandwich in the clouds, okay? Just had a turkey burger, baby. Just salad while the office has pizza. Okay. Okay, fit mom. Period. That's with a name like Fit Mom, we know you're having salad when everybody else is eating pizza, baby. Yes, the discipline, right? Eating homemade seafood sandwich on cocoa bread. Okay, baby. Okay. Leftover Mother's Day meal. Yes. You know what? You just reminded me of something. Okay. Do you believe your father is innocent? Do you believe your father? There's somebody clearly British. Um, I got dogs going crazy right now. Any messages to the alleged victims? What somebody really you know what I'm saying, like, I don't condone violence, but somebody really needs to look in the mirror and smack themselves 2 times. Why are you asking the churn? Any messages for the victims? Do you believe in your father's innocence? Okay, do you believe in your father's innocence? Maybe, but they're not answering. But okay, you got to stand out there and do your job, baby. Come on now, stop playing with the kids. Any message for the victims? Do you have anything to say on behalf of your father? Yesterday they were trying to get Brian Steele and Nicole Westmoreland to talk so bad. They were walking up the street. I don't know if we caught them today or not. I'll look around, see if I can catch them. Um, there was a I don't know if it was a motion. There was a letter that was put out for them to um basically adhere to the no interview rule, all of that, and on all sides, no interviews. So they called out the defense team called out Garagos, Mark Garagos, who is they called out Mark Garagos for the TMZ interviews. Remember we went through that like a few days ago. Um, and basically the judge they filed a motion basically stating like there was some extra conversation that shouldn't be happening. The judge basically reminded both sides to keep it cute. I'm going to just put it in a nutshell. You'll have to go back to the video maybe like 2 days ago, where the judge basically reminded all parties to just keep it cute. No commentary to the press or your podcast, things of that nature. So they were yesterday, Nicole Westmoreland and Brian Steele were walking up the street, and they asked every single question until they said, "Well, how was your weekend?" And then Brian Steele was like, "It was good. What did you do this weekend?" He's like, "I was thinking about you guys," type of thing. Like he kept it like he was not answering any questions that have to do with the case. He broke his silence when they said, "How are you doing?" What I mean? "How was your weekend?" or whatever and whatever. But yeah, the press are going to ask these questions, but yeah. Anyway, so here they are. They're in.
Morning.
She walked out the bus like, "Don't even think about asking me nothing." "Oh, while you make a cake. Yes. Okay. Come through, cake."
And there's this geisha on the inside.
And then she said, "What? And there's his geisha on the inside." What did she say?
And there's this geisha on the inside.
"And there's his geisha on the inside." Girl, people need to watch what they say around these open mics, baby, because it's not even to say, well, what you mean by that? It's like, well, damn. Okay. All right, let's get to it, guys. I think they went to lunch. They could be coming back soon, as far as I know. But let's get to it. You want to read some of the oh, thank you. You're so sweet, guys. Everybody, to tell the truth is going to send us a piece of cake. Isn't that sweet? Oh, that's so sweet. Um, let's see what's going on here on Inner City Press. Let's see. Comes the team. Cassie on deck. Ran after. Okay, let's see what's going on here. So this here, they're talking about, so there was a motion filed by Cassie's lawyer to not suppress the freak off video, but basically not have the freak off video available for everyone to see. So if you're in the gallery, you won't see it. And then they're going to provide headphones and for those who need to see it, like the jury, I guess the defense, the prosecution, the judge. But baby, they're getting ready. Some of the freak off tapes. Now the nexus of the freak off tapes, we're gonna have to find out about that. Hold on a second. My goodness, I'm trying to get my dogs to quiet down. My bad. Okay. I almost feel like. Okay, so here we are where it says, so this is where it started. And they're saying, all rise, Judge Subramanian. Let's try to get through these issues efficiently as we have the jurors waiting. We have a letter from a juror that will make court exhibit 1 on all. We have a letter from a juror that will make court exhibit 1 on videos. When will they be offered into evidence? Johnson said this afternoon. This is about evidence. This is coming into the case. The public has a right to know what is happening to the trial. So ABC News. So Judge Subramanian, maybe he's referring to another motion that was filed by ABC News. Let me go to the docket real quick. I was reading it. I didn't know that this was going to come. So let's see. There was a letter from that was written on behalf of ABC News, the Associated Press, Business Insider, CBS Broadcasting, Dow Jones Company, National Public Radio, like everybody and their mother. Basically asking for access to, I guess, to be able to see and to be able to report on these videos. Actually, as your honor observed, I'll pull the document up and we'll take a look at it. But there was like a media letter. Let me show you guys. This was filed on the 12th and it went to Judge Subramanian, and basically this law, the office of Davis Wright and Tremaine were writing on behalf of all of these news organizations right here regarding what they during the court conference on April 25th, the government explained that the parties expect to have some sealed exhibits and they want to have access to those exhibits, you know, to keep it open and transparent and for the news organizations to be able to report on them. So they're asking about these sealed exhibits, some of which involve sound, and they are working on a way that the jury and the parties and the court are able to hear that sound and not the public. While the news organizations appreciate that some trial exhibits in a case may be sexually explicit and sensitive for alleged victims, the public and the press should be permitted to view and consider this evidence consistent with the First Amendment right of access to criminal trials. I mean, it's bad enough. Like, we really can't see, hear anything. And then access to the actual materials is not cheap. Okay. We therefore respectfully request that the court deny any access to close close the courtroom, thereby permitting the public and the press to evaluate for themselves the materials being shown to the jury, and the government's contention that Mr. Combs' conduct was non-consensual. For the avoidance of doubt, the news organizations are not requesting copies of the videos. So basically they're putting in their say that they want to be able to have access to be able to view the exhibits as well, so that they're going to be able to report what they saw, what the information is, even if they're not able to rebroadcast it or take pictures or anything like that of it, obviously. To close the public out from even being able to hear about it from news organizations, they feel like is contrary to their rights. So that's what he's referring to over here, this drop right here. So they're talking about that. So Agnifilo gets up and says this is adult pornography. That's what it is. So it's narrowly tailored. The application is only that the visual images and the audio is within the ambient of the seeing order. We would ask questions tastefully. So I guess, also they don't want to upset Cassie too much. She's almost, come to term with her pregnancy, but I don't know how you can get out of this. But maybe, I think also it's nice that people are thinking of Cassie and trying to be gentle. But at the end of the day, I think she's been waiting. Like, I feel like she's been waiting for her day in court, right? I would think she's been waiting to be able to really tell her story. Maybe not. Maybe she's good, she's whole, and I'm not going to say over it, but maybe she's gotten her justice, and this is just transactional for her. We don't really know how she feels, but okay. I want to get to the part where Cassie gets on the stand, but because we can get to all of this other stuff later. He suspected she was cheating on him. Okay, I guess let's read some of it. It's adult pornography, narrowly tailored. So basically he's saying that, it our application is only that the visual images and the audio is within the ambit of the sealing order. We could ask questions tastefully. Combs, so for Agnifilo, what would the NYT or New York Times or Wall Street Journal do with this? Um, let's see. Judge, on the two incidents with Ms. Ventura, when we discussed this last week, defense, the assault in Connecticut, messages between Ms. Ventura and Mr. Combs is relevant. Judge, let's see if there's any issues. Johnson, it should be executed. Terry Genagos, or Garagos, he suspected she was cheating on him. She did not answer the phone. She got into a bar fight and tried to kill someone. What? She got into a bar fight and tried to kill someone. So it's relevant to his suspicions and her substance abuse outside of their sexual relationship, baby. Now, keep in mind, inner city press is kind of trying to capture and type as quickly as things are being said. So when we have a transcript available, we'll be able to get, the real actual TT, right? Um, she was taking drugs while close with her family in another state. Judge, I overrule the government's objection. This can be asked about. Now, prior consistent statements, we're talking about sequencing issues. Are they on direct or on rebuttal? Johnson, in their opening, they said Miss Ventura made her own choices. They asked who really had control of this relationship, clearing, begging, and the answer that it was Miss Ventura. Exhibit B315, the threat to release the sex tape. They said only she had it. Alexandra Shapiro, we submit that these are hearsay until redirect. Judge, if they come in, they're in, you don't object. Shapiro, we do. What we said in the opening was that Mr. Combs, Judge, you seem to say she was lying about threats to release the video. Shapiro, the predicate for prior consistent statements hasn't been met. Judge, I find that it has for this exhibit. The defense opening said there will be millions of reasons for people to testify here. That's the attack that was used as to be 3162. Judge, but the standard has not yet been reached as to B332 and B339. Okay, Mr. Phillip, in the witness box, then bring in the jury. All rise. So then I think they're bringing back in the stripper. Well, not the stripper, but who was he? The escort, the male exotic dancer. We didn't hear the beginning of his testimony yesterday. I wonder how long he's going to go. He might go like a whole nother hour. Let's see. Okay, so while you and Miss Cassie Ventura were having sex for hours, Miss Ventura took the lead. No, you took the lead. We equally doing our thing. There wasn't a leader. You decide together. Yes. Fair to say she was in complete control of everything she was doing. So Philip, the dancer, male dancer Philip, I can't say that. Donaldson, you did not wear a condom. I did not. Your boss told you Miss Cassie Ventura paid for the hotel. Yes. She said with her credit card. Philip, male dancer, I have nothing to do with that. She used her card to pay for the dance. Oh God. Guys, hold on a second. I feel like they just saw a rabbit or something outside. Okay, my bad. Um, let's see. Okay. I have nothing to do with that. She used her card to pay for the dancer. Okay. The assault at her apartment on the 11th Avenue. I believe it was West End Avenue. Donaldson, you claim Mr. Combs told her to come over. She said she had her personal information on the computer. So wait a minute and threw a bottle at her. Correct. He comes out and says, "Are you ready?" Philip says, "Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready?" Donaldson said, Isn't it true Mr. Combs told you, yo, man, I'm going to have to deal with this. You need to get the fuck out. Yes, this is correct. In 2023, didn't you tell prosecutors he said, yo, man, objection, not in evidence. Judge sustained. You can only use it to try to refresh his recollection. Read it to yourself. Does it refresh you? I don't remember saying that. What I am reading here, get the fuck out. Objection. Disregard that. Did you date a model named Mila or Malia? Male dancer Philip. Malia and I didn't say I date her. We were friends. Donaldson, you were with her and saw Cassie with someone, not Mr. Combs? Yes. You told Malia you saw Cassie socially? Yes. You thought Cassie wanted to see you one on one, nothing to do with Sean Combs, right? I didn't see what you, I don't see what you mean. In front of the Dream Hotel, that's what you thought. No. You only saw her inebriated one time. I saw her passed out on a couch. Mr. Combs told me, I don't think it's going to happen today. Donaldson said, the time with the other male, you rotated? Not correct. You watched? Yes. You said Mr. Combs was directing, but you recall meeting the prosecutor on March 28th, 2025 and telling them that you didn't recall Mr. Combs giving directions about positions. Yes. So didn't direct? So he didn't direct? Incorrect. Donaldson, you thought you were in a relationship with Cassie, didn't you? Phillips dancer said no. You wanted to get alone with her to date her. Philip, yes. Well, if she'd let me, I would have. You'd get jealous of Mr. Combs. No. Okay, so I guess they're trying to maybe they're trying to make it seem like he fell in love with Cassie possibly, or he was digging her and maybe starting to present Mr. Combs, and maybe that's why, you know, who knows. Okay. Did you not tell that Mr. Combs could tell you it's my turn? Objection. Can we have a sidebar? Donaldson, did you tell the government that you had that you would feel jealous because you liked Miss Ventura romantically? I don't recall that. Put up 3570 just for the parties. I do not recall that. Nothing further. Redirect. Please explain why you now say Mr. Combs directed you. He asked about positions, but Mr. Combs did not tell us what to do. Use Tell us what to do. Use baby oil. The timing of the handing of cash, how did the amount compare to your stripping services? Philip, $3,800 more. How much were you paid to perform when you could? $700 to $6,000. And when you couldn't perform, they paid me then? They paid me then? Did Miss Ventura call you after the Dream Hotel? Yes. Do you know who she was with? No. Did she answer your text? Never. Never almost. You said you wanted to hug her. Why? I could see she was afraid. What did you do? I could not engage. I was messed up. What did Mr. Combs say to you? He said it was time for you to go. In the Gramercy Hotel, who was in the room? Sean Combs, myself, and Cassie. When she appeared to enjoy herself, was Combs always in the room? Yes. Was that the same man who called her bitch and beat her? I did not see the beating, I presume. Objection. Judge says sustained. You heard slapping. Yes. Nothing further. Recross. Donaldson said briefly. This document, do you see where you said I'm on the Upper West Side? She says 10 West End Avenue. Hit me when you're there. Philip, yes. Do you see your text? Don't give a fuck if I'm a little tipsy. I love y'all. I love y'all. N word. Maybe I love y'all niggas. Philip, yes. And what was after the beating? And what was And that was after the beating? Yes. Nothing further. Redirect. Why would you write that? I wanted them to see that I had no problem with what he had done. It kept it going. No further questions. Ooh. So he wanted to hug her because he felt sorry for her, but then when he's texting her or he's with the both of them, he's kind of on some go along to get along. What do you guys think? Jurors take a break. We have some issues to deal with. Jurors leave. Combs, Anna Estavo, we'd like Miss Ventura's husband to not be allowed to be in the courtroom during the testimony. We may need to call him as a witness later, depending on the direct. Johnson, I am not sure how Mr. Fine's testimony would be relevant. Ms. Garagos, oops. Oh no, did I mess it up? I'm sure I messed it up. Okay. Well, they took a girl. I messed it up. I messed up the feed. I'm gonna have this anyway this evening. So we'll go over it. Um, so this is kind of when you I was trying to arrange the thread and I messed it up. If I hit the back button, I feel like it's going to be worse. This is the part where they call Cassie to the stand. So let's get through some of this. Let's see. Right. So I don't know. I don't know. Was he really concerned? I think he was liking her. I think he was digging her and maybe he liked the freak nasty of it all, the train running and all of this, what they were doing, baby, cuz that's what some people like to do, Girl. Okay. Let's see. All right, let's get into this. Let's read this thread and hopefully we can get through it without me messing it up. If not, we'll get to it. We'll get to it when I have like a clear transcript. So, okay, all rise. The government calls, if you guys follow along that way, are you guys able to see the screen? If some of you might just be listening and that's fine, but I think that it just makes it a little bit easier just to kind of just read it. Okay. All rise. The government calls Cassandra Ventura. She takes the stand, extremely pregnant. Johnson, how old are you? 38. What is your work? Musician, entertainer. How long were you with Sean? 10 years. Did you get into arguments? Yes. It would result in violence, dragging. What else did he do? Stomp me in the head if I was down. How frequently was he violent? Too frequently. I would get black eyes and bruises. Let me know. Let me show you a video. LA hotel elevator lobby shown. Where is this? The Intercontinental in Los Angeles. It was after freak off. What does that entail? The hiring of an escort and setting it up. How did you feel when he first asked you for it? Confused, nervous. I wanted to make him happy. Did you agree to one when he proposed one? Yes. Then there were more. It wasn't something I wanted to do, at least not that frequently. I didn't know what I didn't know what no could turn into. What do you mean? Making him angry. What were you afraid What were you afraid would happen if you said no? Through time, he had blackmail material. What did you give the government? Laptops. I handed up GXB. I handed I handed up GXB. Do you recognize it? Yes, I've reviewed the drive. It has communication and documents pertaining to Mr. Combs. Well, damn. Okay. Did you review photos on it? Yes. That is what let me see. What this photo? What's this photo? Me in 2004 with Carrie Morgan. When did you sign with Bad Boy Records? 2006. It was it was a 10 album deal. Did you release any after 2006? No. Who's in the photo? Kim Porter. She was Sean's ex from before me and the mother of his children. Where did you celebrate your birthday in this photo? In Las Vegas. Carrie Morgan was there. We were out on his patio on my 21st birthday, VMAs. What happened then? Sean kissed me in the bathroom. I ran back to my hotel. I told Carrie, when you got back to New York, I'd visit him in the Trump Hotel in Columbus Circle. His apartment was being renovated. What were you going with your music career? Trying to come up with a concept. Sean called all of the shots. What is the age difference between you and Sean? 17 years. How did you feel when Sean invited you to hotels? Nervous, excitement. We're going to talk about music. He introduced me to oral sex. I didn't understand it. Did you visit Sean in Miami? Yes, I went with Carrie Morgan and Dallas Austin. What did you and Sean do together? Sexual intercourse. He gave me blue dolphin ecstasy on a boat. Had you once before taken ecstasy unintentionally? Yes. How did you take ecstasy unintentionally? It was in Gatorade. When you took it when you took it intentionally with Sean, how did you feel? Like rolling? At the time, what did you think? That we were spending a lot of time together. I thought we were monogamous. Was it made public? No. I was an artist, also his family, his children. Who was linked to him publicly? Kim Porter. How did Sean treat you at this time? We had fun. What was his lifestyle like? He had all of these assistants. He could get things done. He traveled quite a bit. That's this photo. Sean and I were at a strip club in New York, like 2007, 2008, Halloween. How did Sean's moods vary day to day? When it swung, could you describe it? Anger, zoning out. How did it impact you? Greatly. The next thing I knew, I was getting hit in the face. There was also psychological abuse. He didn't tell me to watch my mouth, change my face. How did he keep tabs on you? We didn't live far apart. He'd send security to come find me or a trusted assistant. Like who? David James or Christina Karam? Was your relationship exclusive? No. Did you see other men? Yes. Did Sean see other women? Yes. He said, I am Puff Daddy. I am insanely jealous. Did you move to LA with him? Yes. He wanted to be close to his kids who were there. Where did you live in LA? Comstock Avenue. How tall was the building? No more than 17 floors. Where did Sean live? Mapleton. Sean would use a golf cart to get back and forth. Who paid your rent in LA? Sean, except when I had the house in Studio City. Why'd you pay then? I could afford it then and I wanted to have some control. I was accepted. By whom? Sean. How many songs did you write while with Sean? Hundreds. Most were never released. Some got leaked to on the internet, some on mixtapes. How many albums on your deal were not released? 9. Did you get paid for them? No. The freak offs became a job. There was no time to do anything else but do them, then try to recover. How much time in your week would freak offs take? The longest was 4 days. What? Significant periods of time. Can you imagine? Girl, 4 days of ucking, okay? My God. That's a lot, okay? X X always cracks me up. Okay, let's see if we can find where the thread continues. Okay. Oh, so the judge says we'll break here. So they took a break and let's see if they're back yet. I don't know. I think it's probably going to continue here. So let's see if I just think X is so hard to follow. It's like a little cliffhanger. Hmm. All right, we'll find it. Girl. All right. I mean, this just kind of gives us a little bit of a taste. I have the full transcript from yesterday and I'll have the one from today tonight. Obviously, I can't get it yet because court is still in session. But I'll have it tonight. And then we'll talk about it. So I don't want to get, you know, I don't mind reading these, but I think once we have the transcript, then we'll be able to really hear all of her testimony. I don't know if she's going to finish up today or she'll be back tomorrow, but we'll get Cassie's full testimony. 4 days. That's what's insane. Girl, that dropped off on a cliffhanger, didn't it? All right, let's see if we can find okay. Let's try to get back to it. I mean, I'm like cool on the stripper. Cassie is who everybody's been waiting to hear from. Okay, 21st birthday. Let's see. Are they back? It's almost 1:30, so I would imagine. Okay, so LA Rant wrote hundreds of songs. Okay, 116, we're back. Okay. Girl, we are right on time. We're like maybe 10 minutes behind the freak off, so it's kind of like a job. Okay. 116, we're back. Judge Welcome back. Who was your manager at Bad Boy Records? James Cruz. What did he tell you? That he was managing me with one hand tied behind his back. He had to check everything with Sean. How did you make money if your records weren't being released? I did hosting parties when Sean approved them. What comments what comments did Sean make about your physical appearance? That I look too Mexican with my hair like that. Okay. Uh, How did he like your nails? French tip. Hair, it varied. I shaved my head in 2009. Your body, he told me to work out, prepare for the freak offs. How did you feel about his comments? It varied. What else did Sean pay for? Cars. Did he give you cash? Yes, but he would take things away depending on how he felt. What else would he take away? My self-confidence. How who would take things away? Staff. I assume staff. Objection. Jury will disregard the last answer. Who took your laptop and your phone? Security. How long would they be gone for? However long I was being punished for. Ooh, okay. And it stops there. We'll just have to keep refreshing. Girl, I guess we're caught up. Okay. We're bougie. Hey. Okay, what else was there? I do have let me show you guys something unrelated. Do you guys want to pivot for a second? What was I doing yesterday? I was scrolling. I was on Instagram. Let's pivot for a second. This is a whole nother case. But I think you're gonna like it because it involves some scamming, and I know Bougie Gang loves a good scam story. Hold on a second. Let me find ma'am. I wasn't ready for this, but I can. If you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. I'm sure I can find it. Let me see. All right, let me show you this girl, baby. I hope she didn't take her video down. Yeah. Okay. Here you go, girl. Almost 4 million views. Get into this. Okay. We're gonna pivot up off of Diddy for a minute. It's loading, and I already we'll have the transcript tonight. I don't know when it's gonna come, but I have day one. So I can always read day one to you guys. It's 250 pages, so I don't know if we'll get through the whole thing. It's like a damn book. But we'll see. Okay. Uh, let's pivot for a minute over here. So who is this girl? Her name. So you see, it says making Jessica Crawford. Baby, let's listen to this video real quick. Ma'am, I'm gonna give you a spoiler alert. Ma'am just got sentenced to 96 months in federal prison. You see, she looks sad, right? Okay, now you know why.
Y'all keep asking me how I feel. I don't know. I don't know. I don't have like too many words. I When am I going? I don't know that either. They're gonna send me a letter in the mail. Where I'm going, I don't know that either. They're gonna send that in the mail. Um, but I'm definitely gonna update y'all. I'm definitely gonna post it. Um, I talked to my kids, all of my kids last night. They kind of blowed. I'm blowed. Um, I know why it was so excessive, but I don't even know if I'm able to say. Like, here's the thing: the reason why So when I had bonded out, in my bond like little stipulations or whatever, it had up there that I ain't allowed to talk about my case, period. And I think that's kind of strange. Like, yeah, I want to let me defend myself because a lot of shit was a bunch of fucking lies, bro. And y'all so dumb and hate me so bad that you'll believe anything, anything. So, yeah, that part just really be eating me up. That I
So I was on Instagram last night and she just
I
I don't know, I ended up on her feed and she was talking and I was like, federal prison? Girl, my ears opened right up. I was like, what happened? I was like, what happened, girl? Say less. Then it got to the end and I was like, wait a second, WSB TV. Wait a second, Atlanta. I was just seeing certain I was like, baby, $3.5 million. What happened, sis? You girl, I was up to like, I don't know, 1:30, pulling everything, looking, being nosy, reading. Okay. She just got sentenced maybe a day or two ago. I think on the 12th. What day was yeah, girl, yesterday. 96 months. Okay. 96 months, baby. Hold on a second. I wasn't prepared. I'm sort of prepared, but not because I thought we were gonna run through Diddy, but I don't like all of the having to stop and start, and then also the texts are kind of a bit cumbersome. Okay. So she did take a plea, girl, 8 years in federal prison, and that was with a plea agreement. She had to plead guilty. Okay. Let me. Okay, hold on one second. Let's do this first. Okay, so the one right here where she shows. Hold on. Girl, sis was making some coin and displaying it all over her TikTok. Let me turn the music off. Sis was, I don't know what sis was doing with the money, but baby, $3.5 million tax preparer scam. She's over here doing boots on the ground. She's posting with Corvettes, you know, giving, I don't know if she has, girl, I don't know if she has a BBL or not. I have no idea, but baby, just all of the things that I guess is going to get you noticed. Let me see. What was I reading last night? Let's take a look at this. So this is from the United States Attorney's Office for the Middle District of Georgia. This is what they wrote up. Tax preparer who admitted to filing more than $3.5 million in fraudulent tax returns tied to a multi-state investigation of COVID-19 pandemic unemployment benefit scheme in which she received a percentage of the ill-gotten gains and was sentenced to serve 8 years in prison for her crime. Let me make sure y'all can see this. Jessica Crawford, 34, of Athens, Georgia, was sentenced to serve 96 months in prison to be followed by 5 years of supervised release by the U.S. District Judge Tillman E. Tripp Self III on May 8th. Crawford previously pled guilty to 1 count of wire fraud and 1 count of aiding and assisting in preparing and presenting false income taxes in 2024. There is no parole in the federal system. Federal law enforcement undercovered a large scale tax return scheme during the pandemic and was costing taxpayers while benefiting fraudsters, said acting U.S. Attorney C. Chanel Booker. Alongside our law enforcement partners, federal prosecutors will continue to uphold the law and pursue justice in these cases. Crawford used her position as a tax preparer to defraud the United States government through the CARES Act program intended for those unemployed because the COVID-19 pandemic, said Atlanta Field Office Assistant Special Agent Lisa Fontanet. In addition, she continued her theft of taxpayers' money by fraudulently filing tax returns on behalf of of her clients. The sentencing Crawford received should serve notice for unscrupulous taxpayers that IRS criminal investigation special agents and law enforcement partners will continue to investigate and up and holding them accountable for their unethical conduct. Jessica lied about taking advantage of funds designed to help those who were truly in need during the pandemic, said Paul Brown, special agent in charge of FBI Atlanta. FBI and our law enforcement partners will continue to identify and hold accountable anyone who defrauds taxpayers. According to the court documents and statements made in court, FBI agents investigating a multi-state unemployment benefit scheme conducted during COVID-19 pandemic discovered text messages between individuals involved in the scheme and Crawford, a taxpayer with Crawford's tax services in Athens. Crawford filed for pandemic unemployment assistance benefits on behalf of those individuals who had created fake businesses and submitted false information to fraudulently obtain benefits. In return, Crawford received a percentage of the ill-gotten gain. Internal Revenue Service criminal investigation agents executed a undercover operation at Crawford's business in April of 22 as part of a continuing investigation. The undercover agent met Crawford to have taxes prepared, and Crawford asked if the undercover agent did anything on the side. At first, the UA responded no, but Crawford said that expenses could be deducted if he did. And the UA said he moved an aunt's lawn. He mowed an aunt's lawn sometimes, which Crawford said was a good enough. Okay, so now he's got a lawn care business, right? The UA did not provide any income or expense amount. Still, Crawford created a Schedule C business for landscaping on the UA's federal income tax return based solely on that interaction. Crawford prepared a Form 1040 and filed electronically, including a fictitious Schedule C loss of $19,373 and claimed an earned income tax credit, a child tax credit, and a qualified business income deduction, which were affected by the fraudulent Schedule C. As a result, the UA's return claimed a fraudulent federal income tax of $12,359. The IRS completed a statistical review of 1,261 total tax returns filed by Crawford in tax years 20 and 21. Of those, the IRS determined that Crawford fraudulently filed tax returns on behalf of clients, resulting in a loss to the IRS exceeding $3 million from falsely claimed Form 7202 credits for sick leave and family leave, tax credits, and dependent care credits. Okay. The case was investigated by the FBI and the IRS CI. Okay. And that's Miss Ma'am right here. Okay. On TikTok. I guess getting a tattoo. I don't know if she got a BBL or what, but she's, she got a tattoo. She's, she's just, look, she's enjoying her life. She's has her tax prepare business and she's running her TikTok page. The video where she's talking about what happened. And it's not even like she has a lot of followers. She has 57,000 followers, but I guess maybe she wants to be an influencer. Baby, this one has, she got the views she wanted now, girl. You got 3.4 million views on this video and 8 years in jail. Okay? 8 years in federal prison. All that for no real money because she defrauded the government out of that much. Her restitution, now her restitution is not like, girl, it's not like Peter Thomas who has to pay over 2 million. But her restitution, let me pull it up real quick. Hold on. She's looking real sad. It's like, girl, you shouldn't have done it. Hold on. What's her surrender letter? Okay. She's not in jail. She's not in prison yet, but she's going. Make sure this doesn't have any addresses on it. I don't think it does. Well, let's cut to the chase. Sis pled guilty to counts 1 and 37. Okay. Court makes the following recommendations to the Bureau of Prisons. Court recommends the defendants are allowed to participate in RDAP programs. It's going to be like she's not even allowed to have a computer, internet. She has to have like to even have a camera. She has to have her probation officer's permission. Let me see. Restitution. So 234,155. She has a fine of $22,000, an assessment $200. Like it's about $250,000 right now, but by the time she gets out of jail in 8 years, that $250,000, unless she's very business minded and ready to handle business and can come out swinging, it's going to be tough for her because she has to pay this restitution or they will gather you right back on up. Okay. She will get gathered right on up, but the 234,155 is going to the IRS. Okay. And then $22,000 fine, $200. I was shocked when you see Peter cheated all those people at his restaurant. I know Peter, I mean, look, we're comparing apples to apples. It's another federal crime. But with what he did, and he got 18 months. Peter got 18 months. This lady got 8 years. Even though maybe it's more like, okay, you defrauded the actual government, so we're going to handle you harsh over Peter defrauding his employees. Maybe, you know what I'm saying? Peter got 18 months and $2 million. Peter will be going to jail. I think Peter will be going to prison soon. I think they're supposed to be sending him beginning of July, so he probably should know where he's going. Girl, 8 years. I don't know how old she is. I was kind of curious, but I don't think I saw anything with her age. But when she said she spoke to her kids, all her kids, which I don't even know what that, I mean, obviously she has more than one or, more than one. But I don't know how old they are. But 8 years, that's a long time. And you were really enjoying yourself on this internet, you know? She was out here having a ball. See, I don't see any kids on here. Well, this one right here. But, they didn't ask to be on here, so I'm not going to show them like that. But at the end of the day, girl, a mess. Okay. 34. Hold on a second. Why'd that go in one ear? She is 34. Thank you. That went right over my head. 34. So 8 years. She'll be 42, 43. So clearly, this is kind of, I don't want to say it's a Sonya situation, but if these are her kids, let me click on them. If these are her kids on her TikTok, these are her babies. Um, that's a long time. One of them's going to be grown and the other one's going to be like middle school, getting ready to go to high school. That's a lot of time to miss from your child for getting these, trying to get this money um and not thinking that they were going to come for you. Mhm. Girl, I couldn't even 8 minutes. 8 minutes, okay? And with the feds, I think you serve the full sentence. Yep. That's crazy, right? Um I mean, they gave her count 1 through 36 wire fraud. Hold on. 37 count indictment. So the 37 counts of wire fraud, and then what was the last count? The last count was, we'll look at the forfeiture notice in a second. Girl, counts 37 to 72. Aid and assist or fraudulent document. Aid or assist false or fraudulent documents. Jessica, defendant herein, did willfully aid and assist in and procure counsel and advice preparation and presentation to the IRS. So this was some of her client list, but let's see. Allegations contained in count 1 through 72 of this indictment are hereby realleged and incorporated by reference into this notice for the purpose of alleging forfeiture of United States of America pursuant to the provisions in Title 18 United States Code. Upon conviction of the offense in violation of Title 18 United States Code section sets forth in counts through 36 of this indictment, the defendant shall forfeit to the United States to pursuant to Title 9 any property, real or personal, which constitutes or derived from the proceeds traceable to the offense or a conspiracy to commit such offense, including but not limited to a money judgment in the amount to be determined. Girl, upon conviction of the offense, violation Title 26, shall forfeit the following property: taxable articles, raw materials, equipment, packages, conveyances. So she probably has to turn over almost anything and everything that can be traced back to what she was doing. Because if that was her business, like maybe she could have had multiple business, but let's just say her TikTok money. Maybe her TikTok money is okay. Whatever else she was doing, okay. Um, anything that came from that tax preparer business, not okay. Someone must have snitched. You know what? Someone could have gotten audited once they do one and then they figure out, okay, well, yeah, I mean, I get paid like $25 to cut my mother-in-law's yard, but I mean, it's extra money. It's a what would you call that? It's kind of like a one-off gig or something. It's not necessarily a business, but she told me that I could file it as a business. That's all it takes. Yeah, all they had to, and then sometimes also you've got, we've talked about this before, but these supercomputers now look for anomalies. You might have someone going back just as far as her being a tax preparer. And there just seems to be a lot of what they say form 7202, a ton of 7202. She had 1200 filed in 2 years. You had 1200 filed in 2 years from one professional tax preparer. And then someone decides in that in that particular region, an IRS analyst to look into some of these returns. Like, let's pull a sampling and make sure everything's on the up and up. And up it was not. Hold on a second. Can you believe the dog stayed out that long? Hold on a second. Okay, I'm back, y'all. Farah came in here this morning talking about, Mom, oh my God, you have so many tabs open. And I was like, leave it alone. Don't touch my computer. Okay. Let's see. Unroll. All right, let me see if I can find this again. Okay, we stopped off with who he would take things away, and then he said who would take things away, and she said security. Let's see. Right. Oh, my bad. Okay. Let's see if we can find where we were. How often were staff? Frequently. Okay. Okay, it would depend on how long I was punished for. How often were you in contact with Sean's staff daily? Who are in these photos? Christina Coram and Miss Fletcher. What did you call Miss Coram? KK. And who is this? D-Rock. That was Sean's security. How often were you in Sean's residence? All the time. Did they have safes? Yes. Did you observe in them cash, jewelry, cameras, videotapes, guns in New York, LA, Miami, and Alpine, New Jersey? Did you recall an incident between Sean and Suge Knight? Yes. We were having a freak off in LA. D-Rock came in and said Suge was down at a diner. Sean drove over there. What was your reaction? I cried, said, don't do something stupid. Were you ever handed a gun? Yes. We were doing a club in downtown LA. We'd taken mushrooms. I was high. I was told to put the gun in my bag. I was freaking out. Who was present? A driver, security, and Sean. Another time I saw them get dressed and grabbed guns and leave in an SUV. Diddy was like a whole gangster, okay? 30 to 40 minutes. Let me switch topics. How soon into the relationship did Sean mention voyeurism to you? First 6 months to a year. How old were you then? 22. Why did you agree to try a freak off? Good question. I wanted to make him happy. Where was the first freak off? One of his homes in Los Angeles. 2A627. Who is this? The first escort. Do you know his name? No. I'll call him first escort. Were you aware he was paid? Yes. To dance and have intercourse with me. What drugs did you take? Ecstasy and alcohol before things started. Did you disguise your appearance? When Sean said we would disguise ourselves, I wore a masquerade mask. What was the session in the freak off until the escort finished? How many sessions with the first escort? At least two. How did you feel? I was high, so I didn't feel much, dirty and confusion, and that he was happy with me. Why did you feel you couldn't say no? I didn't want to make him angry or upset after he'd shared this part of himself with me. Okay. How frequent did the freak offs become? Weekly for a consistent amount of years. When was your last one? 2017, 2018. How long were you awake during the freak offs? I never slept. I took drugs, ecstasy, Molly, cocaine. A freak off workout plan is diabolical. Oh, girl, I'm reading that next comment like that was testimony. A freak off workout. I was like, a freak out workout out plan is diabolical. My God. Hey, Janetta. Okay, okay. Uh, uh, is this where we were? Do you recall all of the freak offs? That would be impossible. Did you want to stop? Yes, I was humiliated. I didn't have those words then. I couldn't talk to anyone about it. And she sobs. Oh, she starts crying. Did you tell him you didn't want to? Yes. I don't think they have. Keep in mind, why would they put someone's name out there? And then if they thought of KK as a victim, they'd be calling her victim number 5 and say, "Oh, she may have been an employee or something like that." They wouldn't even let her name out there like that. You know what I mean? Notice how we don't even know who we don't know who victim 2, 3 or 4 is. Um I feel like they kind of refer to them in different ways. Yet J-Lo, we don't know what would have happened with J-Lo. It's possible they were getting freaky, but it's possible, did she ever really state that he was abusive to her? I think he's still angry about her. Allegedly, that's the one that got away. So at this moment, Cassie's crying. Uh, I brought it up gently. I didn't want him to just do it with someone else. You were able to express your concerns to him. Objection leading, judge, rephrase. Why would you talk to him gently? I didn't want him to be angry. I want to know what made you what gave you the impression he would get angry? Like, when did you first notice his anger? Like, when was it ever Happy Sean Day? You know what I mean? Like, when is it that you tell me about when you got on eggshells? You know what I'm saying? Because it's like the first damn thing she says is, I didn't want him to do this. I didn't want him to do that. What experience? You know what I mean? Most of the time when you are ambivalent with someone, it's because something happened to make you feel like, well, no, I'm not going to do that because I already know what's going to happen. You know, once bitten, twice shy, right? So, what was the experience that happened? That's what I want them to get to. What was the experience that happened to you that you already knew, like, he's going to be mad, he's going to be angry, he's going to be violent. I already know not to ask him these type of questions. You know what I mean? The pew pew in her purse, girl. And guns are not light. Guns are heavy. Well, most, I guess it just depends on the size, but guns are not light to carry in a purse. Oh, yes, 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 yes. The shine. Yes. The VMAs, the infamous VMAs award, the take it to your grave moment. See, let me just say something too. Dealing with a Sean Diddy Combs, this is on some take it to your grave type stuff. You know what I mean? He's the type of person you deal with, and he's got you out here doing mushrooms and ecstasy, Molly, cocaine, screwing all kinds of men. You know what I mean? He wants you to be a whole, entire somebody that you're just not. You know what I mean? Something you never thought is imaginable in yourself. This is, and look, it's maybe something very liberating. She might be sad after this that she had to talk about all of this, but at the end of the day, maybe some of this is good. She can let it go and put it behind her. Like, this is something, if I'm grateful I never went through anything like this, but I would almost imagine if I had to sit on the stand and tell the world what happened and what I did and just speak freely about it, it would be so in my past. After I walk out of that courthouse, I would be like praising hallelujah and let it go. You know what I mean? And I'd be like, I left it on the stand and I'm not talking about it no more. Okay. Because this is a lot. Child, now I really want to know what Miss Janice is doing around young Sean Combs. Mm-hmm. Like, we all going down, you know? Let's see. I think they're just sorry. Mm, um so what is this email between me and Sean? What did you call him? Pop pop. Oh Jesus. Why? He asked me what I called my grandfather. I did it, but now I think it was disrespectful. She called him Pop Pop. Stop it. He is a fucking weirdo, man. Look at the comments. Diddy is a sick motherfucker, okay? What did you call him? I called him Pop Pop. What is this email between me and Sean? What did you call him? Pop Pop. Why? He asked me what I called my grandfather. I did it, but now I think it was disrespectful. Baby. My God. Okay. Jesus. Take the wheel. Okay. Mm. Mm-mm-mm. Is this the okay? What did you write? I really need to fuck. Why did you write that? Because I wanted to be with him. I'll read your messages. You read yours. You don't want to do any more? I'm so predictable. Mm. What did you write? I really need to fuck. Why did you write that? Because I wanted to be with him. So I mean, so she was an artist. It seems like to me, I'm not going to say they had a sex relationship. It seems like she was his sex plaything. He took her out, he showed her off. I remember at the time, this is my artist, Cassie. I never really thought Cassie was his girlfriend. He always introduced her as his. Now, was he with her a lot? And did he show up on red carpets and Met Gala and things like that with her? Yes. Um, but he was with other people too. He would switch it up. It wasn't always just Cassie. There was always some beautiful woman. Every blue moon we'd see Kim Porter and be like, "Oh my God, Kim Porter, maybe they're back," type of thing, right? Did he mean I'll read his or did he mean you read his? What did you write? Okay. Did you write that? Because I want to be okay. Hold on, let me go back to it. What is this email between you and Sean? Oh, that's the girl, the pop comment. Why did you write that? Because I wanted to be with him. I'll read your messages. You I'll read your messages. Maybe she meant, yeah, maybe they meant to say you read his. And that doesn't necessarily mean that's what the US attorney said. That could just be what Sir typed by mistake. You don't want to do any more. Ventura, I'm so predictable. Girl. Girl, I'm gonna have to girl, that one's already being retweeted. Uh I wonder when they show the movie. Did they even show the movie yet? Well, not the movie, the freak off videos. You guys know what I'm talking about. Remember back when he had Dawn with him at every event too from Danity Kane? I mean, or he would show up with the girl group. You know what I mean? Him having the girls, the Danity Kane girls, that little blonde headed girl, what was her name? The one who was the firecracker, the one that they always was talking about Diddy. All right, where's the latest? Go back into the thread and see. Okay. What did you think this meant? That he knew I didn't want to do the freak offs anymore, but then I backpedaled. Why? To not make him angry. He could get violent. Where's you get your outfit? Pleasure chest elsewhere. Don't know why. Going hard for Diddy. Oh, okay. You didn't want to do the so I mean, this is definitely some she felt a type of way. I don't know. Now why they someone tagged girl? They sure did. I guess they wanted him to come see this thread. Mm-mm-mm. I know Sir is probably typing as fast as he can. Anyway, guys, I'm not going to hold y'all. This was our lunchtime. Get caught up. You feel like barking like Lammy. Now, why they tag Boots? I don't know. To be messy, Aubrey O'Day. Thank you. I wonder what she's doing. Probably like maybe feeling vindicated. Didn't they used to try to make her sound like she was crazy? Because, she always had something to say and things didn't go right. And ooh, mm. Mm, I mean, this comment right here isn't altogether right. Cassie's testimony to establish a foundation of how Combs operated. 3 other women will testify. They will be publicly named as victim 1, 2, and 3. That's not exactly correct because Cassie is victim 1. Then there's 2. 3 is on the lam, and then we actually have victim 4. If you want to know what was being said about victim 4, check out my video earlier today. There were some motions going back and forth regarding victim 4 and her desire to stay under a pseudonym like Jane Doe or whatever victim 1. However, and there's some opposition to that from the defense. They feel like it's they want her to come with it. Um, I mean, look, everybody's different and you can't use the benchmark that well Cassie did it and she's cool. We don't know if she's cool and we don't know how long it took her to get to the place where she would be okay to sit and talk about this. So we can't they can't also assume that victim number 4 is where, has had the same time as Cassie, so I don't know. Is this what they're showing over here? Megan Cuniff. What is this? The U.S. District Judge. Okay, this is something different. Let me get this off my screen. Okay. I clicked on Megan Cuniff for a second. I didn't know if she was talking Diddy talk or not, but it seems like she's talking about something else. Oh, another judge has rejected anonymity for the woman suing Sean Diddy Combs of sexual assault. The lawsuit alleges Combs and possibly one or more of his associates raped this woman 2014 at a party at Combs Los Angeles hotel suite okay, and then the person wants to stay anonymous and they're saying no. Okay. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this catch up. We got a chance to get a little bit caught up on what's going on. Cassie is currently on the stand, and depending on what's happening tomorrow, I mean, I expect this whole trial to be very interesting. I did, you know, get us. I have day one, and I will have day two tonight. And based on what's showing up and you guys' level of interest of what we got going on, um, you know, we'll move on from there. But I'll have her full testimony tonight. So um, we can really get into it. And then yesterday, I feel like we heard a lot about yesterday, but as far as like word for word, we were on Inner City Press for the opening statement. So I literally just got the transcript. So I can't really get into doing it now. But definitely we can get into it over the next couple of days because I think it's going to take a little minute to read through it because keep that's hours of talking and it's just me reading, right? They had to do more work to get all the stuff she had going, more resources, more time. They had to do more work to get all the stuff she had going. Um, You mean Cassie, like where Cassie's at today versus, where someone else might be? Girl, I wish all of these ladies the best. It's not, being in a horrible relationship is being in a horrible relationship. There's no way to dress it up. And horrible is horrible. You know what I mean? I'm sure there's varying degrees of horrible. But at the end of the day, um, Diddy is probably one of these guys you get into a relationship and sit back and wonder why you got into whatever the relationship is, whether he's just using you for sex. Um, because I'm gonna be honest, just hearing what Cassie is saying, I don't know if he freaked off with everybody. That's what I would love to know. I would love to know, did he freak off with Kim? Did he freak off with Chance's mother might be like, no, that didn't happen, you know what I mean? Misa Hilton, no, he was cheating, but he didn't, it wasn't, he, you know what I mean? No, absolutely. So it makes you wonder, he had certain picks to freak off with, you know what I'm saying? Like, girl, why is it giving me Handmaid's Tale, even though in the opposite, the women who gave him children, maybe he puts them on a pedestal, he gave them respect. I don't know. Now, asterisk Kim Porter, right? Um, but then you have your sex playthings that you treat like absolute shit because I don't care if he had her in a luxury apartment or beautiful home and she had like a six-figure car. At the end of the day, he is running trains on you. You're having unprotected sex with strangers. He's got you in the mode where you are developing an appetite for something that you never even thought that you would be doing, having anonymous sex with random strangers, having trains ran on you for days and days and days. My God, nobody wants that. Nobody wants that. Even if you think you want it, I'm sure you guys have heard interviews and all kinds of stuff from people who've been in the sex industry. No matter how much they did it at the time and it was cool, eventually it just wasn't, right? So I don't think he cared about her at all. He couldn't have. He may have liked her. He may have thought she was beautiful. She may have turned him on, but come on. He was beating her up. He was, you know, sharing her with randoms from here, there to everywhere, baby. That was she was a toy. She was really a toy. Yeah. I don't, we'll never know. And yeah, we'll never know. Oh. Mhm. Mhm. I think it was a very good decision for the prosecutor to ask for, I think it was the prosecutor, if I'm not mistaken, for the husband to leave. No man wants to hear about that. I don't care how much she has cried on your shoulder and told you what was going on or that he rescued you or whatever the case might be. Nobody is going to want to hear about what that that. Nobody's going to want to hear about that. And the movie and whatever video they're showing. That's just, babe, you're going to have to leave. I'm okay with you sitting outside. I know you're supporting, like you're in my heart and you know your ring is on my finger. Like just go sit outside. There's just some things your husband should never, or your wife or whomever, somebody, you know what I'm saying? Like there's just some things to, it will change, it could change your relationship. You got a nice relationship. This man loves you. I'm hoping for her. She's got something good and solid and she's happy and you're having another baby, which is, you know, you guys are connecting, right? Um, I wouldn't, no, the husband shouldn't be there. I totally agree with that. Mm, here's Rabbit. You guys, heavy, heavy, heavy topic. Diddy, my God. Okay. Cassie was the second witness called today after Daniel Phillip was off. I'm reading Elizabeth Milner. She's on Law and Crime. She spoke very softly while answering the prosecution's questions. She'll be back on the stand the rest of today and likely tomorrow too. I'll have more of her testimony later. That was Elizabeth Milner checking in like an hour ago, sending us a little text. Oh, let me show you her feed. Her feed is hold on. You guys know Elizabeth Milner. If you watch Law and Crime, Elizabeth. Um this guy I guess is trolling out there. She said Little Rod was on the stand and this guy, the guy who's standing up, harassing some of the reporters. That guy's back. She said Little Rod's back today. This is the line for day 2, still down the street. A lot of media in this line, but also the public who just want a spot. Here's Little Rod on day 1. Those were some of her updates. Anyway, okay, guys. I'm going to see you guys later. You guys have a wonderful day. Make sure if you're new here, subscribe to the channel, hit the thumbs up for me, and I will see you guys a little bit later on. See you guys a little bit later. Okay. You guys have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye, guys.